Live for us now from the city of Tacloban, one of the most affected, most devastated areas, Wayne.
Yes, well, scenes of absolute devastation here, really. The city is in disarray. There are people wandering around, wondering what to do next. I guess in many cases this is really just beginning to sink in what has happened here when that huge storm swept through here, and the storm surge, the water some 5 meters high, that came with it as well. But also people still very much in the early days searching for missing friends and family members, and as mentioned in Craig's report there, people searching for any food and water that they can get their hands on. And the military has been arriving here to the Tacloban airport and bringing some supplies, but clearly at the moment it's still not enough. The airport where we are right now is still being used as a makeshift command centre. Really, the airport has been all but destroyed as well. The runway, the tarmac is pretty much intact, but the structures, the buildings, the control tower have been fairly well damaged. But it is the command centre, is where the Philippine military is basing itself at the moment, and there is a very long line of people here waiting to get their hands on some of those supplies that the soldiers have been bringing in.
So, Wayne, how exactly has that devastation, you speak of the airport being affected as well, how has that devastation affecting the aid efforts?
Well, the military planes, as I mentioned, have been able to come and go. Clearly, the locals have already been approaching us here saying they're not getting aids quickly enough, but it is starting to trickle through. But one of the big problems is shelter, and those military planes have been taking a very small number of people away from here to other parts of the country where they can stay while this town of Tacloban is sorted out. They have been going to makeshift shelters, evacuation centres in Tacloban itself, areas like schools, sports stadiums. They're becoming very overcrowded, and of course they were damaged in the storm as well, so far from ideal conditions for those evacuation centres, but really people have very little choice. Also, the looting that was mentioned in Craig's story there, that appears to be getting worse in some areas as well. People not just searching for the bare essentials, food, water and shelter, but also taking other things from some of those stores, according to reports like television sets as well. So clearly the soldiers that are here have a big job when it comes to the search and rescue effort, and also bringing supplies in, but also now trying to ensure the peace as well.
And Wayne, we are hearing that the death toll is about 10,000, close to, in fact, where you are in Tacloban. So that figure expected to rise now?
I think it is, most definitely. That's gone up to 10,000 very quickly. The storm only struck on Friday. We're mid-afternoon on Sunday now, so certainly it is expected that death toll will rise. There are bodies still lying in the streets around Tacloban and the outlying areas as well, and still getting to some of those other areas outside of the city, some of those other coastal areas that bore the brunt of the storm is still very difficult, not to mention communicating with those areas. There is no phone signals here, no electricity, no running water, so getting word from some of those outlying areas, some of those outlying islands as well, is still very difficult. So fully expecting that death toll to rise.